I've been using DeepSeek to make $1,295 per day. You can see it here right on the screen here. And I'm going to show you the exact business model, the exact prompts, and everything you need to do to get started with this strategy today. The best part is you can be a complete beginner, do this from anywhere in the world and get started. Let's dive into it. Now I put together a Google Doc that I'm going to give you access to. If you leave a comment below, I will send it over to you with everything laid out here that I'm going to cover in today's video in a really easy to follow format. These are the exact prompts that I'm using so that you can get started. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to start off and use DeepSeek AI to find high-paying lead generation niches. And then what we're going to do is we're going to set up a simple WordPress website. Now WordPress is a free website builder that plugs into any sort of web host. I'll show you the one that I like to use. And what it allows you to do is it allows you to build out simple websites using free templates like this that you can do without being a programmer or having any design experience. And then I'm going to show you how to monetize this site so that you can actually sell these leads over to roofing contractors or various contractors. And you can do this all starting as a complete beginner. So niche selection is the first crucial part because we need to find a niche that's in high demand and that business owners are willing to pay for. So I want you to start off by copying this first prompt that I have in this doc here. Take it, copy it over to DeepSeek, paste it in here. We're going to hit search and let DeepSeek get to work for us. All right, so what you're going to get is something that looks like this. You're going to get some various niches and how much that these companies will pay you on a per call basis. You can see it's actually still working. So if I select one of these, you can see roofing contractors, they pay between $30 and $80 per call, which is really great. So next thing that you need to do after you have sort of landed on which one you want to target, you can pick any of these, it doesn't really matter. You're going to head over to Google Maps and you're going to scroll out on the map and you're going to pick a location that you want to target for your simple website that you're going to set up. And don't worry, I'm going to show you everything you need to know here in this video. It's really easy. So if I wanted to target something like Gainesville, Florida, I don't have to be from this area. In fact, I'm not from this area at all. I could be in India, I could be in China. It doesn't matter where I'm at. I can still target this area. But what I do recommend you do is I recommend you don't pick like a huge city. So if you see something on the map here, I might go out to maybe like one of the smaller suburbs, like maybe Melrose, or you know, if I was going to target Jacksonville, I might want to, instead of targeting Jacksonville, target like Neptune Beach or Atlantic Beach. So that's how I would go about picking something like that, is I would zoom out a little bit and then decide on that. And now I'm able to go on to the next step, which is actually setting up our lead generation website. So this is what our lead generation website is going to look like. This is my actual, one of my websites that I set up. And I built this on YouTube just to show you how easy it really is to get started. I used a free plugin called Elementor to build it, which is built on WordPress. I don't have any design experience. I don't know how to program. I was still able to do this. So you're going to need to get web hosting in order to build this out. And web hosting is essentially, you know, you can put this website together and it's free to put together, but in order for the internet to be able to see it, right? In order for someone to be able to type in CedarburgRoofingPros.com, you need web hosting in order to put it out into the world. So I use Hostinger, and if you go to hostinger.com/Paul James, you can pick which plan is going to work best for you. So you can see that different plans come with different things, like the business plan comes with some extra things like more AI features, daily backups. It comes with a free domain name. Normally you'd have to pay extra for something like CedarburgRoofingPros.com. And I recommend you just pick something generic, by the way. So like if I'm targeting Neptune Beach Roofing, I might pick the domain NeptuneBeachRoofingPros.com. Okay, so the business plan comes with a domain for free as well, free email, free SSL, all of that stuff. So you'll be pretty much covered there with everything that you need to get started. So you're just going to come here, choose a plan that works best. Now, if you pick longer months, like they give different periods, so the longer you pick, you're just going to be paying the whole like 48 months up front. You're going to get a better deal. And I can also get you an even better deal as well. If you type in the coupon code Paul James and apply that, that'll get you an extra 10% off too. So you really can get started for really, really affordable cost here. And of course, if this price doesn't work for you, you can go and select a smaller period as well. But you just get better pricing, you know, as little as $3.59 a month when you go out further and further and further. So that's web hosting, and you're going to need that because once you have web hosting set up, you then can install WordPress onto that web hosting, and this is what WordPress looks like. So inside of WordPress, we're going to utilize a plugin called Elementor. And Elementor is really easy to get. You just click Add New under the Plugins tab here, and then you search for it. You just search Elementor right here, and then you'll just install it. I already have it installed here. It's this one, Elementor Website Builder. So because I already have it installed, I'm good to go. But what that's going to do is it's going to allow you to basically create this website as easy as it is as typing out an email. So if I wanted to fix this here where it says one helping Cedarburg, Wisconsin business owners, I could just click delete. Now that's fixed. If I want to change this for a free quote, maybe I want to say for a free estimate, boom, it's that easy. If I like this to be over here instead of over there, I just drag it around. So it really is that simple. And like I said, you don't need to have any design experience. So again, I'm going to include this Google Doc that has all this information in here so that it makes it really easy step by step for you to follow and get that set up so that you can get your site going for this as well. And I'll, again, just comment below and I'll drop a link to that Google Doc. But really, really easy. So the key things that you're going to want on there is you're going to want to ask people to call for a free quote. And then you're obviously going to need some sort of phone number to put on there. Now, if you want to do this manually, you could, of course, put your phone number on there. And then when someone calls, take down their information and then send it off to a roofer in the area that you want to sell the leads to. That, of course, is the manual way. I like to use my software, Dialhawk. Now, don't go to dialhawk.com to use the software because it's really expensive when you go to dialhawk.com. Instead, at the bottom of the stock, I've got a special link. It's pauljames.com/activate, where you can get in for a fraction of the cost if you want to use a tracking phone number. But this is how easy it is to set up. You hit create campaign. You're going to name the campaign something. So we'll say Neptune Beach Roofing. You're going to come down and set the cost per call, whatever DeepSeek recommended. What did they say? $30 to $80. So let's just say $60 per call is what we're going to decide to charge. So we're going to go ahead and punch that in. We're going to save the campaign, and now we're going to grab a phone number for it. So we come under the phone number tab. We're going to click buy new number. We're going to click for the state of Florida. And this does work in every single country, by the way. So you can target any country you want. Go ahead, hit search. You're going to get a bunch of options here. So go ahead and pick one of those. It's going to cost you $1.15 for this phone number. So let's go ahead and buy that. It's going to add it into our account. Perfect. So now we're going to take this phone number. We're going to copy it. And we're going to go over to our WordPress website that we have set up with Hostinger. And we're going to paste in our tracking phone number there. So now every time someone calls this, it's going to be tracked automatically inside of our account. Now you may be asking, what happens next? How do we actually make $60 per call when someone calls it? Good question. Let me show you what we do next. So like we already mentioned, Neptune Beach is over by Jacksonville. That's the big city. So I'm going to go over and look for Jacksonville roofers inside of Google. You're going to see lots of them that are sponsored. That means they're paying Google for leads. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy their phone numbers. And I'm going to go back over to Dialhawk. I'm going to click edit on my tracking phone number. I'm going to rename this just so it's easy for me to find. And I'm going to forward the numbers over to them. So I'm going to click multiple numbers all at once. I'm going to enable the answer to remember the answer. And I'm going to start pasting in these roofing contractors that I just found over here. Okay, so that's one. That one's done. Here's another one. I usually like to do like 3 to 5 of them. So you can do as many as you want. You're going to separate them by commas in here. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go over to call features and you're going to turn on what's called a whisper feature. And you're going to say, this free lead was provided to you by Paul. And you're going to save this. Now here's what's going to happen. Someone's going to go to your website, right? They're going to, that you created with WordPress using the free Elementor plugin, and you set it all up, hosted on Hostinger, right? They're going to come, they're going to see your website. They're going to call your tracking phone number. When they call your tracking phone number, it's going to ring all of these roofers at once that you just forwarded the lead to. And whoever answers the call is going to pick up the phone and it's going to say, this free lead was provided to you by Paul. And then it's going to transfer them over to the person that called. So what you're going to do is you're going to wait until a couple of leads come in. You can check them under your reporting tab. And from that point, when they come in, you're going to reach out to the roofer who got the call. Maybe it was this one, Southern Coast. You could go to their website, look for their email address, or fill out a contact form, or you could call them, because at this point it's a pretty warm lead, right? They already have heard your name before and you sent them a lead. Otherwise, just go to their website and fill out a contact form on their website, or email them if they have their email address. And you're just going to say, hey, I'm Paul. I'm the guy that's been sending you the free leads. Would you like to keep getting them? It's just $60 per lead. So once you get one of them to agree, you're going to send it to everyone who's received a lead. Then all you do is you come in here and set up an invoice, and you set it to be a recurring invoice, which means that however often you want it to recur, maybe it's every day, every week, every month, it's going to send off an invoice. It's going to total up all of their calls that they got for that period. Maybe it's 10 calls. So then you'd get paid $600 essentially. So again, that's it. They come to your website that you built. They call your tracking phone number. You get paid $60 a lead every time it comes through. Super easy. Again, I will leave all the details in this Google Doc to actually get started with it so that you can get going and start making sales today with your website. Now, if you want to optimize some content so that your website shows up higher in search engines, it's going to show up pretty well already just by doing everything that I've showed you. But you see this content here? This is actually optimized content. And you can do that using DeepSeek as well. So there's a prompt right here that I'm also including in the Google Doc. And if you copy this prompt and you paste it into DeepSeek, you're going to need to replace the niche to whatever your niche is. So we'll say Neptune Beach, Florida roofing. We're going to hit enter. DeepSeek is going to write us an optimized article that we can then take and put on our website with Elementor. So there it goes. And you can see that's pretty much exactly what I did here on my other site. So let's let that work. And what we're going to do is we're going to take that article and we're just going to basically copy and paste it. So obviously I would want to let this finish, but just for the sake of time in this video, it would be as simple as coming over here, say I want it right here, boom, paste it right there. And that's it. It's really that easy. And what's going to happen is your site is going to start to show up in Google. So you can see here when someone types in Cedarburg Roofing, here's my site, shows up number 1 right here. And that's because I did everything I just showed you here in this video. So just follow the Google Doc and everything that I showed you, and you can get that going and get that set up. And that's exactly how I got this scaled up to about $1,295 a day. The more website niches that you set up, the more leads you're going to generate. And then you can sell leads to multiple businesses if you want for higher earnings. And yeah, like I said, this is pretty straightforward process. Now, if you want, you can go to pauljames.com/activate and you can join me on live calls and get access to the software and everything that I use. Otherwise, like I said, just reply to a comment down here and I will also drop this Google Doc for you too to help you get started. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that was helpful. If you did, please consider subscribing and dropping a like on this video. We'll see you next time. I am Paul James. Peace out.